good morning and welcome back to CityLine. With me, I have an organization that just, it's like it breathes inside of me. And if you know me, I'm talking about Tacoma Opera because I love opera. And when I say I love opera, I love opera. Please join me in welcoming Noel Koran. You are still the General Director
Correct.
Of Tacoma Opera.
Yes.
Welcome, my dear.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Good to have you here. And you brought with you two amazing individuals that I wish that we could do like a little camera inside of their throat down to the muscles in their diaphragm, and you could see what's not being seen. Kristin Vogel, you are Floria Tosca, but you go by Tosca in the production of Tosca. Welcome, Kristin.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. You brought with you this fabulous man with a beautiful name as well, Igor Vieira. You are Scarpia in Tosca. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Really good to have both of you here. So let's talk about Tosca in Tacoma, Noel. What does that mean to Tacoma Opera?
Well, Tosca has not been performed here since 2005.
Wow.
And it's a quintessential opera, and it is such an important work in the operatic canon that we wanted to really publicize that we can even do Tosca here in Tacoma.
That's right.
Because it's such a grand opera.
Oh, it is.
And we do it, and we're doing it, and it's being done in such a wonderful way. We have such incredible performers. So we want to just publicize that Tacoma is a place that we can have opera.
Yes, it is. Period. Done. So Kristin and Igor, what sets Tosca apart from other Puccini operas, in your opinion?
Well, Tosca, the first performance was right in 1900. It was actually in January of 1900, and it's so progressive. Puccini does all of these wonderful things with mixed meter, and it's really progressive musically, but it's so passionate.
Yes.
And of course, all of his operas are very passionate, but this one has, in addition to the love story, political intrigue and kind of some religious aspects.
Yep.
It's very, very intense.
What would you add to that, Igor?
We were talking about this before we got in here. I always say that Puccini is a sure bet.
Yes.
Yes, like if you hear it's Puccini, it doesn't even need to know which opera is being performed. You know it's going to be a phenomenal show because it's just a perfect combination of drama and beautiful music.
It is, absolutely. I always say that Puccini, if you want to learn about opera, cut your teeth on Puccini.
Yeah.
That is, it is universally likable. You'll find something that you can remember that will ring in your head as you're going to work. And you recognize so much of the arias from commercials or soundtracks of your life. Mm-hmm. Igor, when you think about your character, and first off, what a great name, Scarpia. Why is this role important for you?
For me, I mean, for any baritone, Scarpia is definitely one of a dream role, like definitely in your bucket list that you really want, like Rigoletto, Verdi's Rigoletto, Puccini's Scarpia. It's incredibly rich, incredibly complex, vocally demanding, but at the same time rewarding. Take the opportunity to thank Noel to give me this chance to perform Scarpia, my first Scarpia.
This is your first Scarpia.
Yes.
It will not be your last.
Well, fingers crossed. I've done over 100 roles, but never done a Scarpia. So this is my first one, and it's definitely a pleasure to be doing here in a company that I like to work so much and that I've been doing so much work with.
I love that. Boy,
for the years.
Way to go, Noel. Way to get out the hook and bring them in. So, Kristin, let's talk about your character, who goes by Tosca, and the importance of this role for you. And in addition, can you describe the relationship the two of you have in this opera so people understand brother, sister, mother, son? What is the relationship?
Ooh, I love this question.
Yeah, because I'm not going to give it away because I saw Tosca in 2005 when it was done here.
Well, Tosca, she's such a fascinating character because, first of all, the heroine in the opera is an opera singer. So it's got that kind of meta thing going. And she's very, very passionate, often melodramatic, but I think she's always completely sincere. And I feel like that's what makes her so compelling as a character. And I saw Tosca when I was a very young girl at Houston Grand Opera, and I have wanted to sing it ever since.
Oh.
I don't want to give away anything about the plot, but it's a very exciting role to perform. And the relationship with Scarpia is fascinating because he's such a strong character, and he's so after exactly what he wants, and she is also someone who's after exactly what she wants, and their wills kind of collide.
They do.
And it's just it's fireworks.
It's electric.
It really is.
Yeah, those two together, they are what I thought was mirror images of themselves, just in different bodies. But boy, the chemistry, the way it's written, and I can just see the two of you. Boom! It's unbelievable. Noel, let's talk about, was there a strategy involved in putting this date opera on for Valentine's Day?
Not really. I have to be honest about that. Basically, it was time to do Tosca.
Yes, it was.
And after we decided to do Tosca, we found out it was on Valentine's Day, as being performed on Valentine's Day. And then we also thought about it and decided, yeah, it is. It just happens to be the perfect date opera.
It does.
It has everything that you could possibly want in an opera. Glorious music, incredible, intense drama, and it's just the kind of opera that if you're with a date and on Valentine's Day, it's got this incredible love story, and it just sucks you in.
It might be the fuel that lights the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It does suck you in, it does.
Exactly. It's all about passion.
It
It's
is
all about love.
passion. So, Kristin, what is Tosca's most famous aria?
Her big aria is Visi d'arte, and it's a very recognizable aria. I've sung it in many, many concerts. It's always a big pleaser. And in the opera, it's placed in a really prominent spot, so it's kind of at the center of the action, and you just pause for this glorious moment. So,
Do you pinch yourself knowing that you get to sing that?
I mean,
Yeah, hello. I mean, it's pretty impressive. Igor, let's talk about the subject of manipulation, and how does that tie into Tosca?
Well, my role, Scarpia, is a master puppeteer. He's all about manipulating people to get what he wants. And again, we don't want to give too much
That's right.
of the opera, but pretty much the entire second act, which is the most powerful, the most dramatic, intense part of the opera, is all about Scarpia trying to manipulate her into giving him the information that he needs first, and then manipulating her into giving it to him because he really has a lot of interest.
Yes. Oh, I love how that side little eyebrow raise there. Speaking of that, Noel, this is a question I'm just going to throw out there. What ages is Tosca appropriate for?
That's a good question.
I know it
hadn't
is.
really thought about that. But no, it is a more mature
It is.
Story for a more mature audience. So it's not a children's opera. That is
I
definitely
was
not.
going to say, it's not. This is not something you'd bring your 9-year-old because
No, I
they
would
happen
say
to
high
like
school
Audra
and above.
McDonald.
High
No.
school and above. High school and older.
There we go.
Really.
Okay, big question, and you have to answer this, but don't give it away. Are there survivors in Tosca?
Well, no.
Okay.
I can't. The opera survives because this opera has been going on since 1900, but it's a tragic opera.
So they're all extinguished.
I already said.
Yeah,
no.
they're done. We're not going to tell our audience how, because we have to leave some things to the imagination.
This is one of the quintessential operas that when people think of an opera, they think of all this drama, all this incredible music, all this intense relationships. Tosca has it all.
It does.
And they always think that someone dies at the end of an opera, a tragic opera. Well, yeah. Tosca has it in triplet.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it
in spades,
does. It really
all of that.
does.
So it's really an exciting opera dramatic. You cannot go away from it and be unmoved.
No, I mean, in the end, you walk out going, wow.
Yeah.
It delivers on all points.
All points.
It does. Let's talk about, for people who may feel intimidated by going to the opera, and this is a last question for all three of you, what message would you have for them? And let's start with you first, Igor.
I would say don't.
Don't be intimidated.
Don't be intimidated whatsoever. It's incredibly rewarding, accessible art form that unfortunately got this reputation of being only for the rich, only for the intellectual caste. It's not at all. It's incredibly accessible, and it was written, it was created for the people, for the masses.
It was. What would you add to that, Kristin?
Well, the thing about Tosca specifically is that the music tells you everything you need to know. So of course there will be super titles that translating the Italian, but even if you didn't have that, you would know what is going on because the music is so clear and all of the emotions are right there. I think it's really a great opera, even if you're not familiar with opera to start with.
Great answer. What do you want to add there, Mr.?
Well, just that it is a quintessential opera in that it's got incredibly beautiful music. Puccini was a master at writing the gorgeous music. The people on the stage are totally believable, even though it's a highly dramatic story. They're people. They're people that you and I can relate to.
That's right.
And I would also say that you just have to sit there and allow yourself to be washed over with all this incredible drama, music, beautiful scenery and everything else. It's just something, you don't have to do anything except sit there and enjoy it.
It's the perfect gift. As the three of you are, thank you so much for being here. Toi, toi, toi to all three of you.
Thank you.
And have a happy Valentine's Day, and be careful on the stage.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll have Metro Parks in the house talking about one of their newest acquisitions. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back.